Clarify that before we went too far in the, the podcast.
Oh, I thought you meant we're not live. Like we need to be like hyper more.
Oh, no. We doing good. We're doing good. Good stuff.
All right. Well, I think it maybe went out for a second, but we're back on here. But here we are. So we're back on. Maybe that was the case, but there is a new link just in case for the people who got the old one. There is a new link. Sometimes this might come off, but we're definitely live right now. So there was some people who did not get that last part. So we'll go over again just in case. MASSATTACK, George, the homie. Who are you?
All right. So yeah, I'm George, but I go by MASSATTACK. That's my stage name. I'm an artist. I'm a rapper first and foremost, but I like to think of myself as a singer, rapper. I do a lot of genres. I know a lot of artists try to say that they're versatile, and most of them that say that they are and they can tap into those things. But I've really took the last couple years to embrace that, and I'm in a band now, so I'm in the front man of a band. Shout out to my band. I'll make sure I shout every single one of them out throughout this podcast. But yeah, so the music has evolved from me just rapping to me with an entire band. But before I go further, MASSATTACK started as a two-man group. Me and my brother, he passed away. But I kept the name MASSATTACK instead of going with my solo name because, I got to carry him with me everywhere we go because without him, it would be no MASSATTACK. So that's who I am, and yeah, I appreciate you for having me on.
Definitely. Real shit. Had no idea about your brother passing away. When you say brother, I know, the term gets thrown around a lot, whether it's blood or like a really close friend. Was that an actual, your blood brother, or was that a homie of yours?
So he was my best friend. We had a lot of the similar, bro, it's crazy. So we met in high school, and we got real close through music. We were close before, but we got real close through music. We both had our own demons. We both had a lot of shit going on in our lives, and we were both very friendly people, social people. But we used our happiness and our social skills to kind of like mask our emotions. So we weren't really like our full selves. So we realized that we were both very similar with that, and we would use our words in our songs to kind of like really get out the feelings that we were suppressing. And when we both realized that, it kind of clicked that like we should just do this together because we're both doing the same shit. And ever since then, it was just like that's it. We started MASSATTACK, and we were going strong. We were going strong for a while. We started building a little following, started gaining more supporters, and then, he passed away. It was just sudden, and, I figured either I'm going to have to stop doing this music or I'm going to keep going, and it was a crossroads, and I ended up keep going. I kept going, and I'm glad I did because now I feel like my mission here is to just keep getting his name out and his words out to as many people as possible. So that's another reason why I appreciate you having me on here, because now more people that are watching this who have no idea know who John Bach is, and that's my brother. So even if you don't know me, you heard his name, and that's part of the job that I'm doing every day by waking up and doing this music shit.
No, definitely. And that's obviously, thank you for sharing, stuff like that. People don't, people say, hey, I came from the struggle, or, saying, hey, man, this has some real sentimental value to me, in terms of how it started. And, this music shit's a lot bigger than, a lot of us, ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So talking about, you started this in high school with your homie. Let's go back a little further in time, because this is obviously, we want to know about your music and everything, but we want to get a better picture about you and like the personal side of you, obviously, so the fans can connect, and obviously they can know more about you that way. So you said in high school, so where exactly was that? What high school did you go to? Where is that? And let's go back to that time when you first started MASSATTACK.
All right, so yeah, we started MASSATTACK actually after high school, but I'll go back. I started solo rapping when I was like 12 or 13 years old. My older cousins went to De La Salle. They all went to De La Salle. So they would all have parties.
De La Salle, man.
Yeah, they all had parties back in Slag in this garage, in my cousin's garage, Shout out to my Theo, because it was my uncle's garage, not my cousin's. But, we go there to party, and I was the youngin'. I was the baby. So I would go there and see all them, and they'd be listening to hip-hop, and I would just start, rapping and rapping for them mostly. And then it got into like, okay, I want to take this more serious. So then I got to high school, and I would write in my notebooks, and I would write little raps, but I wouldn't really share them with anybody besides my cousins because I was kind of embarrassed. And then it wasn't until my freshman year of college. I went to Bishop Noel in Hammond, actually. But yeah, so it wasn't until my freshman year of college. I went away to school. John went away to school, but we kept in touch. And I was like, yo, bro, I actually recorded my first song, and I sent it to him. And then he was like, "You're doing music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I told you I wanted to." So he's like, "It's crazy. I'm actually doing music too." And then he sent me a song, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like, I had no idea he was doing music at all.
Was it on the same kind of vibe as the music you were making?
Nah,
or
bro.
how was it?
So that's the thing about MASSATTACK. If you go back to our early stuff, people always tell me it's crazy. So John was more like melodic and vibey, and he was more like Wiz Khalifa, right? He was happier, like stoner rap, almost like that. And I was trying to do more like Nas and J. Cole, like storytelling type. So our styles were completely different, but we both had the same vision. And when we came together, it was like we were unsure if it was gonna work because the sounds were so different, but the message was the same. So when we started blending it, we ended up coming up with like our own kind of music, which was crazy. And that's how MASSATTACK started. It really started off as me being a kid in the garage rapping for my older cousins, all the way to now, me being in a band. So it's a crazy journey, and not like bro, I haven't even thought about that till you just brought that up. But yeah, that's how it started. It's crazy.
Definitely crazy journey. And I mean, for you guys being homies, a lot of people say like, yo, like opposites attract and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if you guys weren't homies, I don't think that you probably would have been as receptive as you were to working with him, because obviously you guys were in totally different directions when it came to this music shit, whatever. So I think him being your homie had a big impact on you, trying to do a music mix like that, you know what I'm saying? Like come together, and obviously, it worked out for the best because, you guys were able to, put this together. Obviously, you're the one who's going to be carrying it on, but I think, shouts out to the homie John, you know what I'm saying? And, glad that I was able to learn a little more about him, right now. And obviously, I bet he's pretty happy looking down and seeing that you're carrying, you're continuing to carry this MASSATTACK shit around.
Definitely. And that's something that keeps me going, bro. I know he is, because we had a lot of discussions, bro. We got real deep before he passed. It was weird. It's like he knew. He left me all these pieces too, which is crazy, because the last album that me and him put out together, it was an album that I put together after he passed. So he was actually recording verses nonstop and leaving open verses for me. So when he passed, it was like I had all the pieces there. I just had to put them together. And it took me a while. It took me a whole year to finally like do music again and go back and open that laptop up that we shared. And when I did, it was just like, man, he mapped it out for me. He mapped out where I'm at now. He literally, bro, he like paved the path for me and just said like, here. And it took me a whole year to finally open it and say, oh my God, he gave me the fucking directions. But yeah, I know he's down. I know he's looking down on me, happy right now. So yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. No, definitely. So we're talking about, we're still kind of back in time. So you're talking about Bishop Knoll. You were there, and obviously for people who don't know where Bishop Knoll is, it's in Northwest Indiana.
Yep.
Us being on the southeast side, we're really close to Northwest Indiana. Is that where you're from? And if not, where are you from?
Yeah, so, man, I'm from everywhere. Originally, I was born in Chicago. I was born in Rush Hospital. I lived in my dad's from South Chicago. My mom's from South Deering. We lived on the east side. That was where I'm, originally from. And then we moved to Hammond. Now I live in Cal City. So I was in Pilsen for a little bit. I've been everywhere, all over. But this area is so small. Even like at Bishop Knoll, it was crazy. So going to Bishop Knoll, you got people from Chicago. You got people from Indiana. You got people from, the suburbs of Illinois. You got people from the suburbs. It's just like a melting pot of people. So it was cool. And then obviously like my cousins all still lived in South Chicago and Slag and, in South Deering. So like I had just family everywhere. I was everywhere. I was that kind of kid that was just like, I was young and I shouldn't have been in parties that I was at, but it was cool because it kind of like shaped me to be who I am. I'm able to click with, jocks. I'm able to click with people who are gangbangers. I'm able to hang out with people that are like hustlers. Like I get along with everybody. And that's just something that is I was a product of my environment.
Yeah, I think you find a lot of that here, especially on the southeast side. Yeah. Whatever, you do find a lot of bit of everybody. You know what I'm saying? There are hella gangbangers, obviously, but then there are like some white ass dudes,
you got
some jocks,
hipsters
some nerds,
and gangbangers in the same house party, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel everybody's like out here. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be born or from a place where you're gonna have to, where you're gonna be used to just dealing with all different types of people. I think around here, and obviously, where you're from, South Chicago, East Side, Whiting, or, the whole Southeast side, Northwest Indiana, you know what I'm saying? it's a good place to find a bunch of different type of characters. So
Oh yeah,
definitely feel you on that.
So would you say music was that your only thing, or did you have like other hobbies and stuff growing up?
So I was drawing a lot. I used to draw. I used to do graffiti, things like that. It was always just like hip hop in general, just like the whole idea of hip hop, breakdancing, all that stuff used to excite me. Like my dad showed me this movie Beach Street when I was younger. I thought that was like the coolest shit ever. Like they were breakdancing in the subway, tagging up the trains. They had hip hop battles, DJs, and like for me that was always something that was just like enticing. I was just like, man, I want to do that. I want to be some kind of entertainer. And I was always good with my words, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I was a smart kid because my mom and dad, they had me young, but my mom was on my ass. Like you better get good grades, you better. So like I couldn't slip up. If I wanted to be out with my cousins and be doing bad shit, I had to take care, you know, of working in class.
Make sure the homework's done first.
In class, my bad. But yeah, so I had to do my homework and shit, and I did. So I was fucking acing, you know, all my tests, just so I could go to my cousin's house from Friday to Sunday. So I think that's where a lot of my vocabulary came from, and me like realizing, okay, I could be a smart ass, but I could still be in the hood and do bad shit, and so it was cool. I like to think that's where my hip hop influence came from too, because my parents they listened to hip hop growing up. I listened to Nas growing up. My mom listened to Tupac. My dad listens to Biggie. You know, like so Wu-Tang, all that shit was playing in my house. You know, from the time I was born to now.
So going to your cousin's house and doing bad shit on the south side, whatever. Did you ever get any heat or get made fun of? Like, hey, like this is my cousin, but you know he likes to draw and shit, and we're over here doing some badass shit. Did you ever get any like, you know? Not that obviously they'd like be taking it seriously, but like, oh man, like, hey, I'm an artist, or I want to do like, you know, different types of stuff, whether it's rap or, you know, something that's not, you know, in the streets. Do you ever get any, I don't want to say heat for it, but like, you know, were they ever on your ass for
like
that?
Clown me, or I know what you're saying. Nah, actually, shout out to my cousins, bro. Shout out to everybody in WGD. That was our little clique in the garage. Everyone was really supportive, bro, and they're all talented too, bro. All my cousins and uncles, they're all very talented people. They're all artists themselves. You know, my cousin Jabin, shout out to my cousin Jabin. He was the one that was really pushing me to do music. Like, he was heavily influenced by music. He wanted to do music. He's a dope ass photographer, and he's a badass artist. I want him to get more into that. He does a lot of my cover art. But yeah, he was the one that was like always pushing me and introducing me to new artists. I know his ass was on Lupe Fiasco and Kid Cudi like early, and he was always pushing that on me, and we both loved Kanye. Like, Kanye was my favorite artist growing up. He still is. So we would listen to Kanye and bond over that, and I would show him my raps and shit like that, and vice versa. So no, my cousins never really gave me shit. They really hyped me up, and they were older, so it was cool to have like the older heads, you know, so to speak, to really give you a platform and be like, no, we're gonna help you, and you know, we're hype you up.
So what would you say, what's one of your best moments of being able to hanging out as a young kid with your uncles and your cousins, them having such an influence on you, you know, whether it be, you know, in the streets or as an artist or anything? What's some of the moments that stick out in your head like, man, that was a fucking funny ass time or a good ass time?
Man, there's so many. The garage, so many memories, bro. Like, I had no business being there sometimes. None. I was 12 years old, 13 years old, and there's, you know, I don't want to say too much, but a lot of things going on in that garage, and I'm over there little, just
you know,
like,
who's watching.
You know, putting my head down, but you know what? It taught me right from wrong. You know, I know my mom and dad were always worried, like, oh, he's out there with his older cousins. I don't want him doing nothing bad. But like, I was responsible enough to know the difference between right and wrong. And it was cool to see, but that didn't necessarily mean I had to participate. You know what I'm saying? So like, I understood too, like, all right, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say what that is, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch them do that, see how they act, and then, you know, I'll play it by ear. So it was cool seeing that at a young age, because it kind of made, you know, me who I am, and realize, like, this shit happens everywhere, bro. You know, your parents try to shelter you from things, but if they shelter you too much, you end up doing the worst shit, you know? So,
oh, yeah, definitely trying to get back at them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So,
and my dad would always tell me when I was a kid, like, yeah, it doesn't make sense now, but you'll understand when you're older. You'll understand when you're older, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I definitely understand. Not that I'm a fucking dad or anything right now, but, like, I got two little brothers, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got this dog now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, whenever my brother's like, I remember the crazy ass shit probably we were all doing when we were kids, you know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes, you know, wants to do the same thing or whatever, or, you know, like just the way he talks, or, you know, like just being a teenager and shit, you know, I'm just like, hey man, like you should chill the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta be like, you know, all this shit ain't like for real, like social media.
Parent, though,
you know what I'm saying? Like I remember like being like hooked on social media and shit, and like just not wanting to do anything, and like giving my mom shit all the time, and like, you know, just stuff like that, you know. So I was like, I know how he feels, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, you know, you gotta fucking chill out, you know, like.
Yeah, it's because, you know, we know the wild shit we've done. You know, the same thing with our parents. They're like, or they've seen it, and they're like, yeah, that's not what's gonna happen here, you know.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm so glad. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't do probably as crazy shit as you did, or, you know, maybe with your family in the garage and shit like that.
Yeah,
but I definitely had some crazy times, you know, with, you know, hanging out with my cousin, like, you know, my cousin Aaron, you know, Cruz, whatever. That's my cousin. That's my first cousin. I've been with him since literally like we were born. That's how long we've been, you know, close and hanging out.
That's the cool thing about having cousins too, because you don't feel like you're doing shit alone either. You're kind of going through it with them. So like you're both kind of like, fuck it, if we get in trouble, we're going down together. Like you live in the moment with each other, which is cool. Because then when you're older now, you look back and you're like, damn, we were dumb. What the fuck were we doing? Like, but it's cool.
No, yeah, definitely. I never had any brothers like when I was a kid. I have little brothers now, you know what I'm saying? So like Aaron and Nico, his brother, and whatever, those are like my brothers at the time, whatever. And like they would always be doing like, you know, like the bad shit. And it wasn't even bad, but they would just be like out late, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like kicking it with like chicks when they were little, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to do the same thing, whatever, but they were just like, you know, they were a lot cooler than me at that time, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I know exactly what you're talking about, just doing wild shit, but staying back and looking,
you're just watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are doing wild ass shit.
So you could tell the story. Like, yeah, I was doing that shit when you tell your friends, but you were just like, nah, I was just watching the shit happen. Really. Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I miss those times. And that's why. And you still have a good relationship with all your cousins and uncles to this day.
Yeah, man. They still support me. It's amazing. They always hit me up about music. Like I said, Jay does my cover art. Sometimes he doesn't have a choice. I'll just go to his photography page, take a picture, do the cover art, upload it, and be like, yo, I used your picture. Like he doesn't have a choice. But then my uncle Ruben, he's a chef. He was working at this. Yeah, he was working at this place, Pizza Friendly Pizza in Ukrainian Village. So every time I would leave the studio, I would just text him like, "Yo, I'm leaving the studio." He'd be like, "Come through and get some pizza." I go eat some pizza there. He'd be like, "What'd you work on?" I'll play him the song, shit like that. Like just being able to share my art with them, it means so much to me. My cousin Anna and Javi, they play my music on a karaoke machine. They were singing that shit to each other on karaoke, and I thought that was like the coolest shit ever, you know. And that's crazy because now my cousins have kids, and all their kids listen to my music. So it's like it's full circle, really. But it's great to have the support of your family, you know. It means so much to me. It does.
Definitely. I mean, family, obviously, family and friends. Those are the main two things in life for most of us. Definitely got to keep them close, treat them right. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking about earlier. So your roots. We're talking about when you were a kid. You said you used to listen to a lot of Nas.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Kind of like music that actually means something. You know, that they're actually putting emotion into it. You know, rather than. For example, you said like Wiz Khalifa, so like party music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Feel good
it's
music,
not that
stuff
it's bad
like that.
Music.
No,
it's
not
just
bad
that
at all.
it's just like for me, I never got the concept of like trashing artists that do shit like that. Like I don't trash anybody, bro. If you're making music, you know, by all means, it's art. Everybody perceives art differently. So like, to me, if I look at somebody who's considered like a mumble rapper, that's what they call people that are like slurring their words. To me, I think that shit's dope. You're doing something that no one else is doing. People are just jealous that they can't do that because they're one dimensional. They have to rap a certain way. And I used to think that. I used to think, okay, if I'm not rapping like storytelling rap, people aren't gonna listen to me. So like now that I'm open-minded about the music and I'm like, man, I could sing, I could do these melodies, I could do whatever the fuck I want. It's my music. It's me expressing myself. And if people like it, that's a fucking bonus. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me. That's my way of getting my emotions out, you know? So
yeah,
I get it. I grew up listening to a lot of Wu-Tang and a lot of Nas and Biggie and Pac because my parents listened to that growing up. Once I started finding my own artists, like I was into Kanye West, Drake, Kid Cudi, you know, Lupe Fiasco. So I had music, but I'm not gonna lie to you, my favorite music is rock music.
Yeah.
as a hip hop artist, whenever I tell people that, they're like, "What?" Like, you get in my car, I listen to Motown, I listen to Pink Floyd, I listen to Led Zeppelin, like I listen to all kinds of shit, bro.
Damn. So you saying that basically your roots and basically your influences, how you started, is kind of around the artists who are like Nas, Wu-Tang. Did you say you were a Biggie fan too? You listen to any Biggie?
I love Biggie, yeah.
So yeah, Biggie, stuff like that. So so you've been listening to that your whole life.
Yeah.
And you said you started as an artist before you started rapping, or started with the music. When do you say officially that you started to turn to music? Like, how long do you think that you've been actually working on music, thinking about writing, producing, stuff like that? When did it start exactly?
I'll tell you exactly, bro. It started in 2007 when Kanye West dropped Graduation. I had that CD and I carried a boombox, a little mini boombox, and I carried that boombox with me everywhere, bro. Everywhere. I mean, my classmates were sick of me playing that damn song. I was playing it everywhere.
Imagine
like, shut that shit off, George.
The boombox is around.
Literally, I would put on Graduation and I would listen to fucking Graduation nonstop on repeat when I was doing homework. I have a vivid ass memory of me doing this history, like, homework assignment and listening to Homecoming on repeat. Like, it's engraved in my head. I never forget laying on my fucking floor in my bedroom, in my childhood bedroom, doing the history assignment, listening to Homecoming over and over, just trying to memorize the words. And then at that moment, it was like, man, this album is incredible. Graduation really did change everything for me. That's when I said, I want to do this. I want to make songs like Kanye just did, because I was already a Kanye fan, but that made me like, man, it was nuts.
What's your favorite song on Graduation?
Ooh, that's tough. Honestly, I think Glory's probably my favorite song on there.
Okay.
Because you just, the line that he says, with my ego, I can stand there in Speedo and be looked at like a fucking hero. When I seen that, I'm like, he's so cocky. Like, in my head.
That's in 2007, too, or 2008,
in 2007,
too.
I'm sitting there like, this man is that cocky that he's saying he could stand up in a Speedo and be looked at like a hero. As a little kid, I was like, oh my God, bars.
You stripped right down to your underwear when he said that shit.
Like, holy shit, this guy is on another level of like cockiness, and this is his breakout album, because he was respected, but he wasn't like considered like mainstream hip hop yet. So when he did that, it was like, damn. And then the samples in that album, it was just incredible. Yeah.
Would you say that's your favorite Kanye song of all time?
Nah, bro. You can't even ask me that question because it changes every day.
I can answer it right now.
That's not even my favorite album right now by Kanye. I have a different favorite Kanye album of like every week, bro. It changes so much. He's just my favorite artist. He really is. And I know it's like crazy to say that shit because people don't like him and stuff, but Kanye West literally has influenced my life musically. Like I said, he's the reason I probably started making music. And I think it's more because of like his lyrics and the way he's constantly evolving. People think, okay, Kanye's washed. He made a gospel album. This dude's mentally, he's crazy. He's losing it. And then he drops Donda, and it's like, he's still here. He's still showing you that he could kick it with the young cats. He's still showing you that he could sell out stadiums, bro. Like, he sold out Soldier Field for a fucking listening party. I was there. I was there, too. Shout out to my girlfriend. She got me the tickets because she knows how much that means to me.
Shout out to the girlfriend.
Yeah, shout out to my baby girl.
Shout out to
I got her name
shout
right
to the
here
missus.
on my neck,
What?
No, on a necklace.
Oh,
Chill
I
out,
thought you got it.
I
was about to say, damn.
Sorry, baby. Not yeah, no.
Not yet, though. Not yet. Maybe one day, but
maybe. I don't know.
I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? You started pulling on the shirt. I really didn't know what to expect, but
no. I got chill out.
But that's I respect the goal. I respect the piece with her name on it. You know what I'm saying?
She took me to see Donda. Kanye's my idol.
Did it freak you out when out of nowhere all you heard was Donda? But I'm
not gonna lie, I had the leak on my phone, so I already had knew most of the lyrics when that shit started. I was singing the lyrics in the crowd.
It took me a while to learn the Donda lyrics, but
right.
But I finally learned them after a while.
But yeah, Kanye. Shout out to Kanye West.
How do you feel about Pablo?
I love Pablo. I love
Pablo. That's probably my favorite Kanye album, I would say, because I think that's when I was listening to Kanye when it mattered the most, like my sophomore year of college. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about timing too. Wherever you're at in life, and you hear certain albums, I think that's how you kind of relate things to, right? So it's like, you might think Life of Pablo is the greatest album because that's where you're at in your life. A kid that was a senior in high school might think Life of Pablo was the best because he was a senior in high school and he was living his best life. But a kid who, or a person who was listening to Kanye, who graduation was their senior year of high school, they might be like, fuck no, this is trash compared to his old shit. So like it's all about where you're at when those albums come out. But I agree though, Pablo's incredible.
Incredible. I just love the features on there. I love the fact that every time he re-uploaded it, it did get
Something
better.
new, yeah, like
it did get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I fuck with that. And honestly, like a lot of people talk about like the Chance song, whatever, or like I don't know, like famous or Waves or Chris Brown. Those are all bangers though. But
Chance actually wrote Waves.
Yeah, and and I heard him when he was singing his lyrics over it, whatever.
Yeah.
That one, I mean, that goes fire. But my favorite song on the album, probably my favorite Kanye song of all time, is "Real Friends" on the album.
Dude, a great song.
Great song, underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it, but the people who I have like had like Kanye moments with, whether it's like right after a bar, we're just listening to something, or we're pre-gaming, I'm like, bro, here listening to Kanye, put on "Real Friends." Let's get real with, you know what I'm saying? Just like, how many of us real friends to the real end?
That's like the old song by Houdini.
To the wheels fall off, to the wheels don't spin. And then when they put who's that?
Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla $ign, because the first one when he first put it out, he didn't have him on there. The re-release had Ty Dolla $ign on there.
Shout out to Ty Dolla $ign. Bro, his voice is
Shout out. Shouts out to him.
Yeah, Pablo's great. And he out-rapped Kendrick on there. Not many people can out-rap Kendrick Lamar, and he out-rapped Kendrick on that album, bro. No More Parties in L.A. He out-rapped him. I don't care what anyone says. Shout out to my boy Chase. My best friend Chase. Kendrick Lamar's his favorite artist. Chase, I know you're watching this. If you're not, fuck you. But he knows and he agrees with me that Kanye out-rapped Kendrick on that album. So
I'm low-key a Kendrick hater.
What?
I'm not a Kendrick hater, but I'm not like...
You don't think his hype is what is...
And it's because I don't respect... It's because I'm definitely like... I do love listening to Cardi, and I do love listening to like, you know, a lot of bullshit that I just like to bop my head to, you know what I'm saying?
I love Cardi too. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, I listen to the music, you know, obviously for when it matters and somebody who I really want to listen to and stuff like that. Yeah. But like, obviously Kendrick is held to a super high standard because he's really good with his lyrics and the message and how he does it and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, I'm not like a huge Kendrick guy, and normally I might like take shots at Kendrick like that top of the morning. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yeah, this is your king, right? A lot of you guys, you know what I'm saying? That was his return after a while too. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
you should listen to the whole verse though. He snapped.
No, he did. But I'm a bigger Baby Keem hater than I am.
What? You don't like Baby Keem?
Because he's the only reason he's famous, I think, is because it's Kendrick's nephew or cousin.
Yeah. Okay,
and everything he writes, Kendrick writes for him. Kendrick, he had that sample track or whatever where he was rapping how Baby Keem was supposed to rap for him.
I like Baby Keem, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I used to like him until I was like, oh man, this is the easiest rap career that was ever established. Because you were his nephew.
This. There's a lot of people that are related to celebrities or even rappers that don't make it. And Baby Keem, he is Kendrick's nephew, but you gotta admit his sound is good, bro. Like he got a unique. He found his lane, and he's. I also do agree with you though, because he does sound original. Like Playboy Cardi. He's trying to like. I get what you're saying, but I like Baby Keem's album a lot. I fuck with it, but I'm a big Kendrick fan too. So
I'm not biased. I respect Kendrick. I'm gonna try to keep it easy on the Kendrick slander.
Yeah. Let's not talk
Baby
about Kendrick
Keem,
slander.
you know what I'm saying? I really liked his first album that had like Orange Soda on there and Honest and shit. So trust me, I've listened to him. I gave him a try. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly try to, you know, go through and, you know, observe who I'm listening to. So I did give him the shot. We'll see what happens, you know, in the future. Maybe I might, become a bigger fan. You gotta
go back and listen to some old Kendrick, bro. That's what you need to do. Listen to his tapes, because his tapes are just incredible.
So
his albums are incredible. I love Kendrick.
I'm gonna love Kendrick one of these days. I'm gonna tell you guys.
I hope so.
Kendrick, I've seen him live a couple times, and it's not unusual for him to perform with a band like you.
Yeah.
So how is it performing with a band?
Oh man, all right, yeah. Shout out to my band. Shout out to my boy Danny on the drums.
Yeah, you said you were gonna shout him out.
Shout out to Kem. This dude is just a wizard with the guitar. Shout out to Anthony, another fucking genius with the guitar. Josh, genius with the guitar. I'm not even exaggerating though. Shout out to Emmanuel. Oh my God, his vocals are incredible. He's a fucking beast with the guitar too. These guys are just fantastic people in general. First and foremost, they're great friends, but they're super fucking talented. Like these guys are they have different things. Like Danny's a photographer, Josh and Emmanuel have their own media company, multimedia company. Anthony produces beats, Kem produces beats. Kem's a fucking nurse. Like, bro, they're like, they got so much going on in their own lives, but they are all incredible people. A quick little backstory, they actually were a pop punk band called Detour North. And they were pretty popular in Chicago.
I heard of Detour North.
Yeah, Detour North, bro, they fucking rock.
Who was in Detour North?
Danny, Anthony, everybody I just named.
Just that was
Roman
their band
was their manager.
Okay,
yeah,
there
yeah,
you
so
go.
you know
There,
Roman,
that's how I
shout out to
know
Roman.
of him.
Shout out to my boy Roman. But yeah, so Detour North, they're a pop punk band, and they all kind of decided, they've been doing it for a while. They wanted to just kind of find their own lanes and just, do some other things. And so they broke up, and it just happened to be the same time when I was trying to find myself as an artist too, like after John passed. And I did a show with them. I did their final show. I performed at their final show. It was at HVAC Pub in Wrigley. Fucking crazy, bro. It was like 300 people. It was packed. Incredible. That actually revamped me for wanting to do music again. And then after taking some time off, I was like, yo, you guys want to come play my album live for me? So they came, and we were actually at the barbershop where you had your old storefront. Shout out to my brother Slime. Shout out to my brother.
Shouts out.
Shout out to my boy Dre. That's my manager. It was at Dre's old crib and shit, and we would go rehearse there. And then I was like, man, I can't wait to play these songs. But it was during COVID, so there was no venues. And then this past summer, we've been doing hella shows together, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a badass feeling having a band, because it's just, man, there's nothing like it. Live music, to me, I've always wanted to be in a band. I've always wanted to have live instruments, because I just feel like it brings a whole nother element to the show. When you go see a rapper perform, and it's cool to hear the speakers and shit. Not knocking anybody that does that, because I do that shit too from time to time. But having a live band is just, it's another level, bro. It's another level. And it feels great. It's like a fucking it's like a type of high, bro. You get off stage and you're just like, holy shit, we just rocked that shit out. Like,
definitely. So, and it definitely, and I've been to live shows where, like, for example, like I was talking about Kendrick earlier, where you have the live performance where it's just the track in the back and then you're rapping over it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you could have the concert where you have the band in the back, and that's just a lot more. You just feel a lot more involved, I think. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the fucking snare drum or I'm talking about the hi-hat hitting or one of your fucking,
you know what? My bad. I
China
forgot.
cymbals, stuff like that.
I'm going to just go back real quick, because I forgot about John. He plays saxophone in my band.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
He missed the last couple shows, so that's why I forgot about you, John. I still love you, even though,
John.
But, nah, shout out to John. He brings another element to that shit.
I met
gorgeous,
John
bro.
too. He gets his hair cut up by Slimer too,
shout
right?
out to Slime, bro. He's a connect. This guy's Windy City Connect. Slime's, Clipper Connect. I don't know, but you could trademark that shit, but you got to give me some money off that. But yeah, bro.
It's recorded too, so we have this. We have proof of this happening.
Yeah.
So shout out John. But we're talking about the feeling of a live live band, on stage or whatever. So you just got done talking about how it feels to have a band, and how it is to perform with a band. How important is it that you guys are always on the same page, and how important is it that you guys are all together on the same page? And then what's the most difficult thing about performing with a band live? For example, like at these little shows, like for example, like the sneaker shows or the pop-ups that are on the south side and stuff like that. So what are some struggles you've seen, trying to perform with a live band?
They're probably going to kill me, because the problem with the band is me. It's not them. They're always on their shit, bro. We have rehearsals and they're boom, boom, boom. They know what they're doing. Me, I'm over there like, they're texting me like, oh, what time are we going to practice? When's the next show? And I'm like, oh, it's Saturday, by the way, like 2 days before. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, my bad, boys. Like, I'm so bad at texting them. They'll ask me for details. And like, this is an inside joke with the band now, but they'll be like, yo, how's the show? What's it looking like? And I'm just like, it's going to be wild, boys. That's all I said. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? You didn't give us no details, the set time, like nothing. And I'm like, I don't know. That's why I said that. Like, but I think there's not really a difficult part. It's organic, because they're my homies before they were my band. So I consider them family. So it's easy to be like, yo, we need to do this or we need to do that. and we kind of fix those things in house before we even hit the stage. So it's there's not really any struggles. I don't want to sound like we're perfect, but if we fuck up, I know one of them will pick me up or one of them will hit a solo. So like, it's really cool to have your best friends on stage with you.
So if there isn't, there is not a lot of struggles when it comes to performing with a live band right now. And you seem to be doing pretty good with it so far, whether it's in the studio or it's live on stage. So instead of, we'll flip it, instead of what are the struggles, how are you managing to keep together and stay on the same page so well with the band? Because like you said, a lot of them have a lot of other things going on. So how is it trying to stay on page that way?
This summer was like crazy. So we got hella shows hit by us. Shout out to the South by Southeast podcast. I want to connect you guys because maybe you guys could do like a crossover episode. They have shown nothing but love since I went on their podcast. I went on their podcast. Shout out to my boy Kevin Perez. He put me on their podcast, and since that episode aired, I've been getting hit up from a bunch of people to do shows, to do all these things all over the east side, all over Chicago. Shout out to South Ave Clothing, South Ave Catering, my boy AJ.
Yeah,
that's
AJ,
my brother,
shouts
man.
out.
I know people say brother a lot, and I do that shit a lot too, but these people are really, I consider them family now because this past summer has made us so close. AJ has put me on to so many shows. Mike and Krista from the South by Southeast podcast, they put me on to so many shows. The UR East Side, shout out to them, man. They're family. They gave me this dope-ass shirt. They come to my shows. They always, they did this dope-ass video collage for me. The East Side in general has been showing me hella love this summer.
That's raw.
So getting all these shows, it was just kind of like people see us perform at one show on the East Side, and they'll be like, "Oh, we want you at this next show. We have a show." So it's me really just texting the band because we have a group message, and I'm like, "Yo, you guys free Saturday, or 2 weeks from now?" And it's like either yes or no. And if it's yes, we're all in, and we need to rehearse at least once or twice before then, and we just do it. So this summer has been honestly just nonstop. This is like the first month where I don't have anything booked, and I'm kind of glad because I could take a step back and just kind of focus on music. Yeah.
So and I have been seeing you on a lot of shows or a lot of pop-ups, that have been coming up lately. I normally am supposed to be a vendor in one of those things, but something is always coming up, whether it's work or whatever. So, but no, definitely shout out AJ, shout out South Ave Clothing. He's doing his thing with the clothes. He cooks too, right? He got
South
fire
Ave
food.
Catering, his tacos. Oh my God, bro! I can't even say enough about them. But he also brings all these other vendors together. And I know I don't want to like not show love to all the vendors, but like Poco Picoso, Buzzin' Barbecue, like I said, you're at East Side, Mind and Chains. Bro, I wish I had a list of all the vendors because they all kind of like are a family of vendors and they go to every event together and like they do this shit together. And it's so cool because I'm meeting these people in real life and it shows you that you don't have to like, my biggest thing is with artists, because the music scene is frightening. People don't like to show love, especially when you're a local artist, right? People are like, I know him personally, so I'm not going to listen to his music. It's probably trash. So when you meet these people and they hear you...
if I'm not going to make it, you're not going to make it either.
And it's like, no, we should all be like, we're all from the same area. Let's help each other. There's a spot at the table for everybody. I was actually just talking to Sebastian. Shout out to Sebastian Peace.
Yeah, he showed you hella love last episode.
Bro,
and shout out my
man,
homie.
No, for real. He showed...
Shout out Josh. Shout out Sebastian Peace. This is my guy.
Man,
We're going to get you on again.
Yeah. Sebastian is... He was talking about me being fucking, that dude is fucking great. He's a great person. Not even a musician. He's just a great person.
Beautiful soul.
Yeah, he just had his baby boy. Shout out to him and his family. Beautiful family. He's, for sure. He deserves a round of applause.
Round of applause. Another father, you know what I'm saying? I think this is his second kid, so shout out Sebastian.
Yeah, he's a great father, but as an artist too, he's a selfless person. He was like, yo, come to the studio. He's always trying to get me to go see him record. I finally went to the studio with him and his engineer last week, and I got to see their little, how they do shit, and it's exciting because I know that me and him are on the same page with this, and I know that we're both like ready for what's next, because I feel like there's a renaissance happening on the East Side right now with vendors, with people like you that are doing podcasts, and your Windy City Connect is like the perfect name for you, because I know you started off with shoes and reselling, but like you're connecting people, bro. You're literally connecting people. Having me on this podcast, people that I don't know are watching me, and like that's connecting me with them. So like, shout out to you. I don't want to forget you first and foremost too, bro. But shit like that is beautiful to have people like you, like AJ, like the South by Southeast podcast, putting artists and vendors together. It's such a beautiful thing, and I hope anyone that's watching this understands there is a place at the table for everybody to eat. If you have someone who's hustling just like you or doing a side hustle just like you, help them, support them. Even if you can't afford to buy their product, you can like and share. Social media is free. You're on Facebook anyway. You see their post. Don't be a hater. Share that shit, because you never know. If you share that shit and they fucking take off, they're going to remember that you helped them out, and they're going to bring them with you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's one of those things that just like, I try to preach that everywhere I go. There is a spot at the table for everybody, bro.
Yeah, and we all know the people who are always supporting us, you know what I'm saying, who are always sharing our shit.
Yeah.
For me, one of my biggest guys over here is Bailey, you know what I'm saying? If he's not, fucking hit me up during stream.
Shout
like,
out to
yo,
Bailey. He's just in the cut listening, bro. I feel bad.
He's just waiting. He's just building up. He's just building up the fucking heat right now.
Just for Bailey hour right now.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys over talk about music and everything. You know, I'm not gonna butt in when you guys are flowing nice.
You know, whenever you want, brother.
We literally come with an agenda too. So I went and got my sheet. If he had his sheet, he'd definitely be able to
chime in. I didn't even know you got a sheet.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to come prepared. You know what I'm saying? We'll take 1 minute just to peep at the chat. We'll shout out who's actually watching right now.
For real. If you're watching this,
I had one more question before we did
go ahead, do whatever you want.
When you're doing, you know, performing, doing a show and everything, what gets you that feeling of accomplishment or achievement before, during, after a show? You know.
So I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've done a lot of shows and I still get nervous, but I don't get nervous the day of. I don't get nervous I get nervous 10 minutes right before I'm supposed to hit the stage. And it's just like, I take a deep breath and I remember John. I have this necklace on, you know, with his initials, and I remember why I'm doing it. And it's kind of like, all right, every chance I hit the stage is a chance for me to gain a new fan or a new friend. And for me, they're one and the same. If I meet a person and I'm genuine with them, they're going to like me, they're going to talk to me, they might listen to my music. If I meet someone who's a fan of my music, then I'm going to talk to them and, you know, hopefully become friends with them, because to me, I don't want to have fans. I want to have people that I'm cool with. You know, I want to spread love to as many people as possible. So my biggest accomplishment is meeting people after the shows. When people tell me, yo, you're so dope, what's up? That's the coolest feeling ever. And I hate feeling like that, because after a lot of these shows on the east side, especially at Nest Fest, people were coming up to me and my girl too. Let me buy you a drink, let me buy you a shot. And I'm like, I'm not a celebrity.
No, that's what you are. After you get off the stage, man, I don't care if it's a karaoke
it's cool.
Wednesday.
No, it's cool. I'm not going to lie. The feeling is great, right? You feel like, damn, this is dope. But at the same time, it's like, nah, I get embarrassed almost. I'm like, let's talk. I want to know who you are. Thank you for listening to me and messing with me. You know, so that gives me an accomplishment, but it's also weird.
Yeah, it's those opportunities to network, because you never know which one of these people you meet could be that that next step.
Exactly.
And now you got Bailey as a fan. You know what I'm saying? Not only as a fan, but a friend of the show.
Now.
You know what I'm saying?
Bailey's my homie now. I'm gonna connect with
a
Bailey.
Supporter, bro. A supporter. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're all doing on here. We were talking. We'll get back on track in a second. We want to go look at the chat for a second. Let's see who's on. Yeah. It actually looks pretty good. We had over 20 viewers this entire time. Almost 25 viewers concurrently the whole time, which is pretty. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna shout out whoever's in the chat right now. They were kind of going crazy, so we'll just go down real quick. Shout out Luis Barrera, Big Poppy.
My brother, Big Size, my roommate.
That's his roommate. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine for a very, very long time. His roommate. You'll probably end up meeting him one of these days. But shout out to him. B-Chaps always in here, throwing in the waves in there. Shout out my guy B-Chaps. I promise you I'm going to share your mix. He's a DJ. He goes absolutely crazy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we love B-Chaps.
Hey, I'm going to get your Instagram too.
I'm going to hook both you guys up low key. I don't know. I feel like you guys can do some damage.
Follow me, bro. I'll follow you guys back and we'll connect too if you definitely.
Follow for follow.
All right.
But B-Chaps, fucking crazy DJ. He just came out with a new some EDM mix, whatever. It's awesome. I'll link you, but I'm definitely gonna reshare it on the socials and shit. So a big supporter of ours here at the podcast, Annette. Is that
my girlfriend?
Yeah. So that's for you. I've seen her in the chat pretty much this whole time here. So she's giving you the hard eyes. Got Dio, my old podcaster, my old co-host over there. Hopefully he comes back, but if not, he's in the chat. So. He's still here in spirit, technically. Ben Rosa. Ben Rosa from WIU. Security guard. He was a Delt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Big Ben Rosa. So shout out to homie. I sent him the link earlier. He said he was going to tune in. So thank you, Ben Rosa, for tuning in. Appreciate you. Miss you. Thinking about you. Probably more than you think I do. So just want to put that out there just in case.
Interesting.
Annette. again, good luck.
Hey,
for
twice,
you.
baby. There you
My
go.
boy Izzy Ace.
Hey,
Or
shout out to Izzy Ace. That's my homie. Yeah, that's the homie.
too.
I actually told him. I messaged him earlier and I was like, "Yo, when is your album coming out?" And he's like, "I don't got a date yet. I'm still working on it." Because I was gonna shout out when his tape's dropping, but he just dropped some. He's gonna drop some visuals soon. Shout out to Pashi too. Pashi shoots all his shit. I connected with them this summer, and they show hella love too. They're younger, but they're on their grind, bro. Izzy Ace, he's about to graduate college. Shout out to a young college grad. We love that shit. Representing South Chicago. That's amazing. Izzy's talented, man. That kid he's got a lot of potential. I want to see him on top. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we're both up there.
Definitely got a lot of potential. Real Southsider. I think he's from like 85th and fucking Buffalo.
You in the Hoxie. Shout out to Izzy.
Yeah, where he's from the trenches, low key, but no, but like you said, soon to be college grad, Western Illinois University. That's how we linked up, low key, went to college. Well, his mom knows my mom, so I ended up giving him a ride home one day.
Everybody's mom knows everybody
on the east side. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is.
So she was like, "Yo, can you give my friend's son a ride home?"
And
then after that,
no, fuck that.
Yeah, at first I was like, "Man, what the fuck you trying to do?" You know what I'm saying? I'm with my girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get freaky in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I can't. I got this random ass dude in the back seat.
He's rapping in the back seat.
Yeah, then he's like, "Hey, bro, you want to hear some shit?" Yeah, I'm over here feeling my girl's leg. He's like, "Yo, bro, you want to hear some shit?"
Nah, shout out to Izzy though, bro. He's cold,
shout
bro.
out to my homie. He's cold.
Yeah.
He's normally on if it's on the lineup, if it's a Southside Fest, your name's probably gonna be on there, and his name's normally on there too.
And Sebastian, bro.
And
Don't
Sebastian,
forget my boy Sebastian. That's my brother now, bro.
Without a doubt, Sebastian's gonna be on that bitch.
Yes,
so
sir.
appreciate Izzy. Hope you're still on there. Brave little toaster. If you didn't have a fucking screen name like that, I'd probably be able to shout you out.
No, that's from the movie, bro. The Brave Little Toaster. They're watching it.
Are they?
Yeah, it's the toaster.
All right. Well, shout out to you, Toaster. I love what you do to the bread, and especially in the morning for me.
Yeah, I just had some toast today.
Jackson G, this is our boy from back home, Silverback Garms, Big Calf Garms. You know what I'm saying? This is our homie. So another big supporter, another good friend of mine in Bailey. So he's definitely put on to you, and I think he's definitely a guy that he would go and subscribe to you and check out your shit. So
shout out Big Chaw.
Yeah, shout out Big
Chaw.
Big Chaw Jack. Dio still in here. Miguel, remember Miguel from Becker?
Oh, Miguel?
Yes, he's been shouting you out here. So Miguel's been up here. He's like, "Hey, Bailey, what's up, bro?" So he's been shouting you out. So Miguel, we see you out here. I miss you.
Yeah,
I miss you too, Miguel. I miss ripping those cheeks off the back off your back during the foosball games that we used to play. So I definitely miss doing that. But Becker did have some good times. It was Buns as a whole, but it had some pretty good times there.
Yeah, we had the ping pong.
The ping pong table.
We had the foosball.
Had the foosball table.
We had beer on Fridays.
Beer on Fridays that sometimes people started a little too early. You know what I'm saying? So
it's never too early for
never too early.
In the workplace, you would, you know what I'm saying? Some of these people, you would want them to maybe start at 1 o'clock.
Freight don't stop.
It don't stop though. So
I agree.
So shout out to him. Shout out Big Poppy. He's still in here. Sebastian, long live Beezy.
Yes, sir. That's my brother, John Beezy.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
So yeah, Beezy. So shout out John. Shout out Sebastian. Obviously, we knew he was gonna be in here. Poppy, shouting out Beezy. Phil, which is Dio's boy. So appreciate seeing him in here. I think he lives in Ohio. He's a Cleveland guy. So shout out him. So even though we're a local Southside podcast, we're actually streaming regionally right now.
Nice.
So shouts out
Midwest. Shout out
Midwest.
to Midwest.
Shout out to Midwest. Phil, we see you out there. Dio's not here, but I appreciate you still stopping by. So with your brother here, Dio's still here. Andy,
my boy,
big boy,
that's my
Dre.
manager right there. He
the
made
manager,
the sweater,
the carpenter,
he does everything.
The fucking security guard.
That man does everything.
Everything. Dre does everything.
He's like one of those little tools that multi tools.
Swiss Army.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's a Mexican brass knuckle.
That should be his nickname, the Swiss Army man.
Yeah, for real. Going crazy. Let's see. So yeah, we have him in here, but Dre's in here. I'm pretty sure he's still watching. Rafael Cardenas.
Yeah, shout out to Nano.
Family.
Real
We
family,
see you out
yes,
here.
sir.
Want to shout out everybody real quick. Phil still out here. B-Chaps and that. Babysitting that beer, sir. MASSATTACK. Damn, calling you out.
Hey, I got an empty one. Come on now.
Raphael still in here. A little toaster here. Bailey, tell us why. Oh, okay. We'll go. I'll ask you that right after this. Dio still here. Mike Z asking if Bailey's replacing D. I don't know. Maybe
I will.
Yeah, I haven't decided who I want
Don't count me
because
out.
I haven't seen true commitment here. So right now Bailey's rocking with it. I definitely love when Dio's here though too. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we might not have a third person in here sometime. You know, so
Yeah, I had to pay to get here.
yeah. But no, yeah. Shout out D. Shout out Mike Z in there. Areville Lobos.
That's my cousin.
Okay.
My cousin.
So you know your family's out here going crazy.
I'm telling you, they support me.
They're
man.
out here
She's the one
supporting.
that sang my song karaoke.
Oh, is that the one?
With her
Then
mans,
yeah.
that's
Here we
amazing.
go.
It's
So
amazing.
if they're not supporting you at karaoke, they're supporting you on the podcast,
Hey,
baby. So that's all we
always.
really want.
Support each other. That's
You know
family,
what I'm saying?
right?
We just want the support. We just want the support. Dio always on here on the chat going crazy. Jaleese is on here. Jaleese Ponce de Leon Martinez Dominguez III.
Whoa.
I did not know her last name was Ponce de Leon.
Hey, she can drink.
Oh my God.
She was one of the ones that started too early on a Friday.
It had us all starting early on a Friday, you know.
She woke up like,
Yeah.
She put J-Mo in one of the Gatorade squirt bottles in the morning when you're.
hey, my girl loves Jameson, so
I'm
a
not-
Henny
I'm
guy
not big on
myself.
whiskey, bro.
I'm a Henny guy. I like Jamie, but I'm a Henny guy.
Carlos Rodriguez.
That's my best friend from fucking grammar school. So
So I want to let you know that Carlos is out here supporting. He's in the chat.
love you, Carlos.
This is my brother Jay Go.
Yes, sir.
So he's out here watching. Dio, of course. Annette's still out here. Omar's in here. Let's see, Raphael, Mike Z, Omar. Your East Side. So who is
Yeah.
that?
It's actually a couple. They started it together. They started this brand, and they're just promoting the East Side, bro. They put on for the East Side a lot. They have awesome shirts. Shout out to you. I already said shop with them. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook. I wish I would have wore their shirt today, so I had to wear my MASSATTACK shirt. But they got some dope ass clothing. They're always showing love. There's very selfless people. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Hey, Rod's in here too. And Glow Frank Boy. You know Glow Frank Boy?
That's my little cousin Frankie.
Hey, yeah. What up, Frankie?
He's MASSATTACK's #1 fan. I just got to give him that accolade. He is. If you look at because now I could actually see as an artist on the artist page on Spotify, on like SoundCloud, you could see who's your top listener, and he was like top listener forever, bro.
Yeah.
He
Hell
used to have to deal with me and John recording in my basement, so like he's been there since the jump. He just graduated high school. He's a freshman in college, so shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to my little sisters too. I know they're both watching. Family. Like I said, family first. I only got 2 sisters. I didn't have no brothers like you, so no, you got them now that you're older. But I didn't have brothers growing up, so I had to treat them like brothers. So shout out to my sisters, to my niece, my mom and dad, of course, and then my cousins, all my family that supports me.
Definitely. Shout out to everybody who's showing love in the chat. Thanks for everybody who's watching. We hit over 30 right now too.
Nice.
Just for a little
Appreciate that.
podcast like this, you know what I'm saying? We definitely got some local supporters. So appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll get back to the topics here. We want to run through this, you know what I'm saying? But again, shout out to the chat. Right before we got into the chat talk though, we were talking about performing live. So, and then some of the fests over here, some of the pop-ups in the southeast side that you've been performing on. But just as a whole, since when you started till right now, what's one of your best performances or favorite live moments that you've had to date?
It was definitely the show in Wrigley. It was at HVAC Pub. It was July 27, 2019. And it was with Detour North. It was their last show. It was supposed to be my last show because it was after John passed. And it was crazy because, like I said, MASSATTACK was a 2-man thing. So I had all these songs to perform, but obviously John wasn't here. And I didn't want to go up there and rap my verse and then just have John's verse play over speakers. I mean, the crowd that were there to support me probably would have been okay with it, but like I didn't want to do that for 300 people. Yeah. So what I did was I took all of John's best friends, my cousins that all were around us when we were making our music, and I asked them if they wanted to perform his verse. So I was up there with my cousin Jay did a verse, my best friend Chase did a verse, his brother said some words, his real brother said some words before the show. My best friends were up there, Vinny, Lorenzo, all my friends that were like around us making music were there to perform his verses. So it was just a cool thing that we did, and we kind of put it together super last minute. But it was just cool to see them being able to perform. Like, my homie's a lawyer, and he's like, bro, it was the coolest thing ever. Shout out to Eric too. Eric was up there, athletic director. Eric. So like, these guys have they're like dope ass jobs, and they're over here getting on stage and rapping in front of people for me and for John. So like, it meant a lot to me for that show. So that show was probably my favorite show. But I mean, at the same time, I think my next show is my favorite show. You know, anytime I have a chance to have a platform, it's my favorite.
Okay. Well, definitely. Well, then, I love the fact that you had it like to the date and year.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Shout out to Detour North again, my band, my homies, my brothers. That was the best thing. Roman, again, man, I can't thank you enough.
So definitely know that was sincere since you had it to the date. But that's awesome, you know, and having the whole crowd there, your homies there to sing the verse and just to be surrounded, especially with the last show and everything.
If you go on my Instagram, you can see the videos and the crowd were singing the lyrics before I even touched the mic. It was crazy. It was crazy.
And honestly, you got to link me with that because I didn't see it, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to see it. It sounds like a fucking great experience. It sounds like beautiful almost, you know what I'm saying? So share it with me. I want to see that going on because it sounds super raw. And I'm glad that you had that moment. I'm glad that you have a favorite moment.
Yeah.
Do you have a worst moment performing or one that you look back on and like, man, that that was a fuck up, or man, I can't believe that just happened?
Yes, bro. So me and John were in Miami. My cousin Jay was living out there for a little bit. He was out there for like 5 years. We were in Miami visiting him. We completely forgot we got booked to do a show the night we landed. So we went from O'Hare to...
You forgot you got booked to Miami?
No, we were in Miami. We were living our best life. We had a show in Lansing. So we were like...
Yeah, down the street.
Yeah. So we're like, fuck, we got off the plane and we're like, we got to hurry up, change, get to the show. Some guy booked us for, you know, the show. We get there and it's like a hardcore rock show. And I'm like,
yep.
So we're closing, we're headlining. And me and John are looking at each other like, are we at the right place? Like and we're in the background getting the laptop ready to go, putting this, you know, queuing up our songs. And we're listening to the bands before us. And they're screaming, they're all that shit. And we're like, you know, I like rock, so I'm like, you know, nodding, but I'm like, how are we gonna follow this up? This crowd is over here fucking mosh pitting, they're gonna fucking boo us.
Yeah.
We get up there, we perform our first song, and the crowd was just like this. No noise, silent, bro. It was packed, silent.
Yeah, I switched up the whole vibe.
I looked at John, I'm like, what do we do?
Y'all said Metallica was closing.
They're like, MASSATTACK. I thought that was hardcore. Like, the guy who booked us was a fan of us, though. So it was his birthday show, and he wanted us to headline. And I'm like, I don't think he thought this through. So we were like, what do we do? So me and John he's a very funny person, bro. He was a very funny person. He looked at me, he goes, well, so we just fucking started drinking Hennessy, put the second song on. He started jumping up and down like if he was like in a rock band. And I'm looking at him like, I'm not matching his energy. I'm standing there with the mic just rapping like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's just like, fuck it, going crazy. And then like there's like two people in the background that are like, hey. Yeah. Everyone else is just like staring at us like, get the fuck off the stage. Bro, most awkward experience of my life. So that was like probably my worst.
You definitely got to check who the performing acts are before you sign the dotted line.
Well, we didn't think about it. We're in Miami, like, yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Man, that was awkward as fuck.
Damn, that's awesome though. If you're in Miami, you know what I'm saying. You meet some randos, whatever. You guys are partying like.
And they played our song.
I'm about to go back to Chicago. We got a show tonight.
Bro. Yeah, no, they were playing. So it was this club called Shots. The DJ was playing our album on the fucking speakers in Miami. We're taking shots. We think it's the coolest thing ever. A week later, Jersey Shore, they were in Miami. They were in the same club that our music was being played at. A week after we left, though. But we were like, damn, that's crazy. That DJ, because he told us, he goes, I'm going to keep your music in rotation. I'm going to keep one of the songs. So he's like, I'm going to keep playing it. So we're like, man, imagine if they play that and they were there. You know, that's still cool. But we saw it on TV and we're like, we were just there. You know? Yeah. So it was a cool experience. But, yeah, that was the worst show ever.
That's actually, I feel very bad for that. But honestly, you need a humbling experience like that to really savor and enjoy when the perfect moments are on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So did you want to add something to that?
Nah, it didn't sound like you guys, you know, bombed or anything. It just, you know,
it was just the wrong crowd.
Yeah, you know, it's like someone threw you alley-oop and they blocked it at the same time, you know. Just...
Yeah, for sure, bro.
So we went through good, we went through bad. What's a super, I don't say weird, but what's a very funny moment you had on stage or doing live performances, whether, you know, you were on next and like the guy before you, got his ass booed or, got something happened, or what's a funny performing or live music story you got?
We performed at this place. I can't remember the name, bro. It was on Clark Street. It was in Chicago. It was actually me and John's last live performance before he passed away. And it was in November. It was like a Thanksgiving theme show, and we were supposed to go up, but then they were like, hold on, we got one more act before you guys that we want to put on. So we're like, all right. They had like a catering guy in the back, like serving chicken, and he comes up to the front and grabs the mic. And we're like, what the fuck is the chicken guy doing up there, bro? And he starts freestyling.
Announcing his specials.
He did. He was freestaling his specials. He's like, I got greens, potato, for real. No bullshit, bro. He's like, I got plates of mac and cheese. Meet me in the back. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? And then the crowd was loving it because they're all drunk and they're like, yeah. And me and John are like, bro, this is...
I am hungry.
And we're like, this is only $10 in the back. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? It was a funny ass moment. And then we ended up like talking to the dude. He gave us free plates of food afterwards and we're leaving. But that was a funny ass moment. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fucking hilarious. I love food truck people, and after the bar, whoever caters, just food people in general. You know what I'm saying?
They're angels, honestly.
Whether it's
like,
pizza,
that's what I'm saying. AJ's a great
Chinese.
person because to do that, yeah, you're drunk and you have a good time, and then you see someone out there with like a food truck or like tamale lady or something with tacos, like you're just like, man, they are doing the Lord's work right there.
Definitely, because I know when I come home, I got the triple decker bologna sandwich with Lay's crushed on the inside because I got nothing else, and I'm not trying to make too much noise with my parents or anything or whoever's here. My girl, I'm not trying to make too much noise or anything. I'll be underneath the blankets and shit. Just wake up with half the sandwich right here next to my head. So they are doing the Lord's work, and shout out if you're a food truck person after hours.
Yeah, let's walk down the street to Burrito House. You know how it is.
Oh my God, man, Bailey and the Nacho Supreme or the Steak Supreme Nacho. Is that what it is?
And it's something like that.
Oh my God,
just give me that.
Seems all the same when you fucked up, man. You just
man, we were supposed to share that. And it looked so good, but man, as soon as I seen Bailey using his two fingers
you're like,
to scoop the corners,
I'm gonna go get my bologna sandwich at the crib.
I'm like, you know what? I definitely seen half a pack of cheese and peanut butter crackers by by the couch over there. I'm gonna press my luck and see if those are still available.
There you go.
But no, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Like we were talking about, shout out all the after hours food people, and now I'm kind of thinking about what I'm gonna eat after this, but that's really not important right now. So let's talk about the studio. We've been talking about a lot of live performances. Where are you recording right now?
I record at Music Garage. It's like on West Loop. I've been going to the same engineer for like 6 years now. Her name's Ksenia. She's a wizard. She's incredible. She does mixes for huge artists too. She had some opportunities for Lil Wayne. She's done mixes for... She did this competition for Rock Nation. I think it was Rock Nation. And she made it to the finals. She lost in the finals. There was some other guy that won, but still, she gets recognized by them all the time. She's so incredible at what she does. She's from Russia. She came over here with no idea, just trying to make a living in Chicago or in the United States. She was bartending for a little bit. She met somebody who was like, I'm an audio engineer. I could teach you. Went there, met, the dude or whatever, or learned how to engineer. And now she's like probably, I think personally, I'm not even like being biased because she's my engineer, but she's the best engineer in Chicago. Like you can ask artists and they know of her. People are like, I know who Ksenia is and I've never worked with her before. That's how dope she is. And like to book a session with her is hard. But it's crazy because stars like aligned with us. She was an intern. She emailed me and John because I liked a tweet on Twitter from the studio, and she was like, I'll give you a free studio hour because I'm learning. And then we went there to her because we were recording in my basement before then. And since then, it was just like she's been growing as an engineer. I've grew as an artist. And now she's like I said, it's hard to book her. She don't take like new clients. So.
Your shit is super mastered too. Whenever I listen to it on whether YouTube, even the older stuff, because on YouTube it seems like most of your stuff is probably from like a year ago. A
lot of my music's from 2016, 2015, bro.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff on there was older. If it wasn't a year ago,
this
like
new stuff is from a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. But you've been probably working with her probably for how long have you been working with her for? Yeah, so that's why even some of your older stuff is pretty like the way it's mastered.
Man, I'm telling you, she's really incredible. Good. She is incredible at what she does. Ksenia, I love you. I tell her that all the time. Like, she is a part of MASSATTACK, just like John and me, because without her, there would be no MASSATTACK. She has made us sound professional since day one, and it's only gotten better. Now I can go to her and I'll record a verse, and I don't even like tell her what to do. She tells me what to do.
Yeah.
And like I usually don't let anyone like tell me how to do my art, but like with her, I don't question it. I'm here to do what she says. Like it's crazy.
Has it just been her consistently for the past 6 years?
Yep. I've never gone to anyone else, never recorded with anyone else. I probably never will unless I have to. I know she wants to get away from recording and go into mastering, but like I'll wait if I have to and like wait for her to free up some time because like I just trust her so much. And I think it's part of it. We're like family. Like she knows exactly how I want things to sound before I even tell her. So why would I go to someone else? You know what I'm saying?
And the same spot in the West Loop for the same 6 years too?
Yep.
Okay. So then that's good. So you have your own little, kind of like your own little, not tradition, but you already have things kind of set in stone on how you want it. You know who you're going to work with, you know where you want to go, your team, you know. So since you've been working with them for this long now, you've obviously had tons of experiences with them, with that studio and with her. So let's go through some of your experiences there. What's a really good studio session you had, or a moment where you guys were working together where you're like, wow, I think that we actually have something here, and you know, you're my producer for probably forever now, you know?
Yeah, I think, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's because me and John were broke when we started doing this shit. So we were like, oh, free hour studio, let's go. Take advantage of that. But we were smart. So what we would do is we would record the songs in my basement like 4 or 5 times, listen to them over and over, and get them perfect. So then when we go there, we would record the song in one take. Mm-hmm. She was so impressed with us. She's like, oh my God, are you, like, what?
Never seen this
Literally.
before.
So she would tell me that. She's like, your verses are so good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're just hyping me up. But like, she was being genuine, and I'm like, damn. So then me and John were like, we need to do this all the time. So we would go. Usually it takes an artist maybe like 1 hour. You can get like maybe like a half a song done, and then you go back. And me and John were making like 4 or 5 songs in 1 hour because we were doing this at home. We were punching them out, bro. She couldn't keep up with it. So I think that's what kind of built our relationship too. So Ksenia was kind of like, all right, these guys are serious. They come here, get what they got to get done. Recently, I think she's more mad at me because like I'm not going there prepared. I'm going there more just like, oh, let's talk about your day first, Kay. How's it going? Because I'm like procrastinating with the music. Yeah. She's like my therapist now more than anything because she's seen me at my highs and lows, and she knows a lot about me, you know. And it's cool though because she's on a lot of my songs. I think I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure I'm the first artist to have her on a song, and that was like on our first project. She's on my last project I dropped. She was on like 3 or 4 songs. She does background vocals. And then I have a project that I'm working on right now besides the album, and she's actually going to be on it. We have a little reference track done, and I want to do an EP with her. So we've been talking about doing that. So like it goes beyond just her being my engineer and me being comfortable with her. It's like she's my friend. She's a genuine friend, and she's also just a good person. So
hell yeah, she sounds like a good person. Sounds super talented too. So
yeah, maybe you can get her on the podcast.
Hell yeah,
she needs to get more
recognition, exposure, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
And I'm, you know, any talent anywhere, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing something like I said on the South Side or anywhere, you know what I'm saying, definitely want to pull you in and you know, just start, you know, picking at your brain, kind of like we were able to do with you today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Shouts out to her. So that was a good moment between you in the studio. Obviously you are in the same building as a lot of other people recording. You know what I'm saying?
So many artists, bro.
What's a crazy moment? Have you ever had a crazy moment or a funny moment that happened between different artists that you've seen, like, you know, in the recording studio, or a moment where, man, your last night at the studio was fucked up?
Not really. To be honest, we keep it professional. Like, we'll go there, I'll go straight to her office or her studio, and then I just get work done. I know she's probably going to get mad at me for saying this, but there's been some times where she's played me some music from other artists that she records, and she's just like, this is so bad. Like, and she listens, and I'm like, damn. Like, some of the songs, I'm like, damn, Kay, I feel bad. And she's like, dude, he booked me for 4 hours, and I'm, you know, I have to do this same song for 4 hours. And I'm like, how do you do that? But it also makes me reassured that, like, my music's not trash.
Prepaid 4 hours for this?
But she does it. I give her props. She deals with a lot of shit. But that's why she don't take new clients no more. She has her own, you know, group of clients, and I'm proud and extremely grateful for me to be a part of that. Like, she actually has my album art on her wall there in the studio, which means so much to me, because it shows that, you know, it's not bullshit, and she genuinely likes our songs. And so shout out to Kay again.
Shouts out Kay. Shouts out Kay. Definitely can't wait to hopefully meet her.
Yeah.
You know, put
sure,
me on.
for
Definitely
sure.
would like to just see a little more what she's about. Talking about studio, talking about recording, stuff like that. When it comes to collaborations, how do you feel about collaborating with other artists, and what's your favorite collab to date?
So, me and John weren't really collabing with people because it was already two of us. So it was like, I'm doing my verse, he's doing his. So it was kind of hard. We collabed with my boy Vinny a lot. His artist name's Mad Vincent. He was one of the only ones we really let in with our music because you know, he was more than just, you know, another artist. He was a homie. But now that I'm doing like my solo shit, I've collabed with Rocky Fresh from Chicago twice. One on my second project with me and John, and then now on my new album that's coming out. So the album's not even out yet, but I've collabed with Rocky. I think it just goes with not like the artists themselves, but like how they are as a person. If I feel like you're a good person, I'll definitely want to work with you. Mm-hmm. If I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to use nobody for their likes or for their followers. I'd rather have something organic, like a real, you know, you're a good person, I want to work with you. Like, and that's why Sebastian, I'm excited for what we work with, because when we work with each other, I know it's going to be some fucking fire, bro. Because he's just a good person, and his music is incredible. So I'm excited to work with him. But I keep my door open too. Like if anyone wants to work, I'm always down to help. I'm not gonna fucking be an asshole and be like, nah. Even if you're just starting, or you know, if you're fucking a vet, I'm gonna help you, or I'm gonna do whatever I can. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, your music's garbage, I don't want to be on your song. If you want to do a song together, hit me up, I got you. My favorite collab to date though is definitely with Tom. His name is Tom E, so it's Tom and then capital E period. We just dropped this song. It's called Impressions. Tommy he's in another band, but as a solo artist, this kid is incredible. I think he's only 21 or 22. I think he's just 21 though, to be honest. He's my best friend Chase's little brother. Mm-hmm. He goes to school in Bloomington, but he's a multi-instrumentalist. He plays everything. So on the song Impressions, if you're listening to this podcast and you never heard of any MASSATTACK music before, go listen to my most recent song. It's called Impressions, and it's with Tommy. He plays all the instruments on the song. It's like a jazzy, and then I come in with the hip-hop verse. The sound is incredible, but he produced everything. He plays all the instruments on there, and that's my favorite collab so far, and I can't wait to work with him more because the kid is so talented, bro.
Tell him where to find it.
It's everywhere. If you want to find my music, go to MASSATTACKmusic.com. So just like my shirt, MASSATTACK MUSIC, MASSATTACKmusic.com, and you can find links to everything. I'm on social media. You can find my Instagram page there. If you want to add me on Facebook, George Gomez. That's my real name.
That's correct,
I'll
right?
be friends with everybody. Yeah, MASSATTACK, just like that on the
just
screen.
like that, MASSATTACKmusic.com.
MASSATTACKmusic.com. You can find all my music. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify. I'm everywhere, wherever music can be streamed. But my most recent song is called Impressions, and that's with Tommy. Go listen to it so you can see how talented he is. Not even me. Listen to his ass, bro. It's so good. So he's my favorite collab, definitely.
How was working with Rocky Fresh and Logan?
Yeah, so I have the song, the first single from my new album called Creepin', and that's with Rocky Fresh and Logan. That's my second collab with Rocky, first collab with Logan. It was cool because they're both Chicago artists. They're both people who built up their, audience on their own. They're independent. Rocky, obviously got signed to Maybach Music, and then he went to Rostrum Records. But Rocky was always someone who I looked up to. While I was in high school, he dropped a bunch of projects, and it was just like seeing him coming from Chicago. And I genuinely thought he was he still is one of my favorite artists, but I genuinely thought he was one of the better artists coming out of Chicago. He just doesn't get the recognition he deserves. But Rocky Fresh, man, that guy is so fucking dope. Very humble person. I reached out to his team. Me and John were like, yo, we want to work with Rocky. We sent him a couple tracks. They were like, well, we were like, which one would he want to hop on? He said, whichever one you guys want. We sent him one track. He literally sent us the verse back that day. Mm-hmm. And then when I reached out to him for Creepin', it was like, yeah, it was a no-brainer. When I got the sample, it was like, yeah, I want Rocky on this. Logan, it kind of happened randomly. I mean, I've been following Logan for a long time. I think he went to De La Salle too.
Yeah, he did, and that's how I met him a couple times, whatever like that. I wouldn't say like I know him, whatever, but obviously I knew him when he was at school, whatever. Knew he was doing the music shit, and I did see him kind of, break into the music scene,
Yeah,
whatever.
he started
when
building
he was,
up a little bit of a buzz, bro, and it was weird because like I seen him at first, and I didn't really pay him no mind. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't like, oh my God, Logan. I was just I heard a couple songs and I wasn't like impressed, but I'm not saying he was bad. At the time, I was just on my other shit. I was listening to mainstream music. I wasn't really listening to local artists. But then recently, I started like just trying to get back to my roots and trying to do my solo music and see what worked. And Logan he's a good dude. He's independent. He's trying to get everything on his own. He got fucked over by some labels. So I reached out to Logan too, and I was like, yo, I want you on this song with Rocky. He shows love too on a lot of shit. Shout out to him. He does a lot of good things. He has a book club, a mental health foundation now called Amatic Cares. He's just a good dude. So when I reached out to them, I was like I said, I'd rather work with genuine people than just an artist. So it was cool.
No, definitely. No, shouts out to both of them. Do know a little bit about both of them. Like I said, did have a little bit of prior contact with Logan, whatever. So then when I did see you, both hop on a track, whatever, I thought that was pretty cool, obviously, because, I just seen just a whole lot of, Chicago shit come together. Yeah, so I thought that was raw as hell.
That was the main thing about that one, too.
Definitely. I thought that was raw as hell, seeing like two people that I know, but from different places come together, and you guys made a song, and the song is raw, you know what I'm saying? The sample's raw. TLC. What's the original song from that?
TLC?
Creep. Yeah, so like that, the sample's raw, the whole song is raw, obviously your verse, his verse, and Rocky's too, you know what I'm saying? So we were bumping that today. I wanted that to be the intro song, but we had a couple, song
got
things
the super
going
bad
on.
one instead.
Yeah, we went with the Casting Couch song today, but
shouts out.
Yeah, shouts out them. So upcoming collabs, what do we got coming down the pipe?
We're gonna do some shit with Sebastian. Hopefully Patrick's son. Shout out to Pat too. He's got his project coming out. I'm trying to work with everybody, dude. I'm trying to. Like I said, I don't want to be like, nah, I'm too good for anybody. Like, I would love to work with anyone. I feel like even if it doesn't see the light of day, working with someone else can bring out something that you don't even know about yourself, especially with music and different genres and different styles. So, I mean, I'm always down to work, but I know for sure me and Sebastian got a couple tracks coming out. So be on the lookout for those.
You hear about Daybreak?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, right?
Of course,
yeah.
I mean,
are you on Daybreak?
No, I'm not on Daybreak. It's his solo shit.
So
it's him. It's just him, and I respect that. We actually had a conversation about that. That's how Empty Spaces, my project Empty Spaces that I dropped, was. It was more just like, I could have put features on it, but I didn't want to. I wanted people to just really listen to it and hear me. So Sebastian is doing the same thing with Daybreak, and I'm excited. I actually got to hear some of it the other day. Man, that shit is fire. So I'm excited to be able to fucking pull it up on my phone.
Damn, I wish. He dropped off a poster last episode, so I got the promo poster
bro, he showed me the cover art. So. I'm geeked. I'm excited. He's gonna have. Hopefully, he gets everything situated with this little, album release, and then, So I'm excited to work with him though, for real. We're gonna have some heat. I sent him a track. He sent me a track. So we got some shit in the works.
Definitely. Well then, definitely look forward to that. Obviously, Sebastian Josh are the homie. Love his music. Yes. Obviously I'm always staying in tune with him, you as well, no question about that. So obviously if there's one thing I'm going to look forward to, obviously underground and southeast side artist wise, it's definitely be that one, and I can't wait to share that with everybody that I know.
Hell yeah.
So just music wise in general, what are we on now? What are your goals? What for the rest of the year, album wise or show wise? What's up next for you with music and just you being an artist?
So I got an album I'm working on. It's called Forever, and it's the last MASSATTACK album of me and John. So like I still have some unfinished verses from him, and it's kind of like closing a chapter. It's getting closure for myself. I need closure, and I know that I've been prolonging it for a long time. But like for me now, it's just gonna be putting this album out and letting the world hear more of John too. Even though he's not here, he still has so much to say. So I'm gonna finish this album up. I dropped a couple singles from there. Impressions is gonna be on there with Tommy. Creeping with Rocky's gonna be on there. I dropped a freestyle called Make Me Feel. So those are all gonna be on the project. But this album, it's gonna mean a lot to me because, like I said, it's like my sense of closure. It's me closing a chapter for me and John, and then after that, working on me as a solo artist and seeing where I'm gonna take this music shit, because the directions I can go in are either way. So
definitely, obviously, any way you go with it, or any turn you take with this, obviously you're going to kill it, or obviously you're going to put everything into it. So
I appreciate that.
Looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to the album. Would love to hear some snippets or hear some previews of that before you drop it. But if not,
I'm gonna have a little private release for my friends, and then I'll do a release party, and then I'll do that.
Yeah, what I'm saying. It'd be like that. What I'm saying. Keep us in the loop over here. Obviously, your new friends at the podcast. So definitely want to promote that and just keep everybody in the loop with whatever comes in the future with you.
Definitely, bro.
So I think that would be awesome. So where can they find you again?
MASSATTACKmusic.com. So you can find everything, all my links to social media, all my music. It's MASSATTACKmusic.com.
MASSATTACKmusic.com. So you heard it here. MASSATTACKmusic.com. You could find him or find all of his social media, Instagram, I'm assuming Twitter, and probably
Twitter,
SoundCloud,
Instagram,
stuff like
YouTube, SoundCloud, everything.
So yeah, MASSATTACKmusic.com. Go check it out to find just find everything else or anything you want to know about, what he's doing social wise, and just I guess the future of Mass Attack. Do you want to add something? Were you? Okay.
Bailey's in the cut, just
no,
chilling.
yeah, just chilling. I don't know if he wanted to say something. I didn't want to interrupt him or anything.
Just waiting for my moment. I got you.
No, yeah. Well, that's good, and obviously, thanks so much for coming on and letting us get a better picture on the personal life of Mass Attack. Where he's from, who influences him, his upbringing, stuff like that. Stuff that people normally, if they aren't watching anything like this and, are just hearing your stuff for the first time, don't know. So, definitely want to, share this video, get people, finding out everything that, you told us today, and just getting, like I said, a better picture about, who you are and, just exactly what Mass Attack is, just the artist and the band,
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
Before we check out, obviously, since it's the first episode that we have in October, I, kind of attribute these to being spooky episodes. So have a couple Halloween-based questions here for both of you guys here. I want to just get your opinion on it. I fucking love Halloween.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? I love scary shit. I love when the leaves change on the trees. I love the weather and everything. So for both of you guys, do you celebrate Halloween?
Yes. Absolutely.
And how do you celebrate it as a 25-year-old or a 23-year-old and a 27-year-old?
Yeah.
I celebrate how I celebrate Halloween.
Do you still celebrate to this day? Do you still like Halloween, and what do you do for it?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's just like any other holiday. We get the opportunity to party, get drunk. I mean, I don't go trick or treating anymore. I think that'd be kind of weird.
Nah, hell no. I still go. You know what I'm saying? You got mask on. I mean,
you going around the neighborhood,
big ass kid,
going around the neighborhood, pushing down little kids, taking their candy.
I'd be going around the neighborhood on the 30th. I get a day ahead start. I get that for
you got
everybody.
The candy ready to go. Give me some. There you go. I celebrate Halloween. I love Halloween. I typically make my costume every year. I think that's part of me celebrating too. I just like being creative like that. But yeah, I mean, last year me and Dre did a show. He put it together. We had a show on Halloween. We had a big costume party. I think dressing up, no matter how old you get, it's
we should do that again this year.
I'm down. Me and Dre have been talking about trying to do something like that. So I'll let you know if we come up with something.
Definitely. When you think of Halloween in general, do you think or consider it a dangerous holiday?
Hell no.
Dangerous? No.
Dangerous and just in general. So when I say dangerous, obviously you were talking about when I said, hey, how do you celebrate your winch? Oh man, I'm gonna get fucked up. I'm drinking.
I think that's more like
there's
New
kids
Year's,
outside,
to be honest, bro.
walking around. Obviously we had tons of fun. Knocking on doors, whatever, throwing eggs,
Graffiti.
do whatever. But I mean, do you think as the years have gone, progressed and stuff, is it kind of a dangerous holiday for kids to be going out for? Like, let's say you had your kid, would you be okay with them just going outside and just trick-or-treating and not have to worry about anything happening to them or happening to them?
I mean, I might have my kid go by themselves. They're in the group, group of friends or something. I live in a decent neighborhood.
Sure.
Like my parents used to take me to a different area where it was like, I guess
like the richer ones with the bigger ass candy bars.
And they're like, you go ahead, have fun. You can get all the candy, something like that. Yeah, that's fine. I think I feel like Halloween's always with like the scary movies and stuff, and that's why it's depicted as violent or maybe
that's a good point.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying there. So you were talking about that you make your own costume typically every year. What's for both of you guys, your best costume moment for Halloween? What was your favorite costume that you guys had to date?
That goes back to when I was a shorty. My dad made me Freddy Krueger, and I was like 5th grade. But he like put like silicone and latex on my face and painted over it, so it looked like my skin was burned. I won the costume contest and everything. Like my mom and dad used to go all out, and I think that's why now that I'm older, I like making my own costumes, because it's like you get creative, man, and it's not looking like anyone else's costume.
How many Screams are we going to see a year? When is Scream going to end?
I like Scream movies, but you're right. There's too many people wearing Ghostface.
When are we going to stop seeing Ghostface out there?
Never.
Unless it's a cool blood pump one in the face. You've been seeing that resurface
I've seen that on Twitter,
I've been seeing that resurface. I'm like, yeah, I'm that old too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fuck with that shit. If you're the bloody squirt face Scream, fuck it. You're in with mine. Or the one from Scary Movie.
That's unique right there too.
We could do those two, but regular Scream, I can't do it anymore. And I'm gonna officially boycott Scream costumes for
you Kendrick and Scream are just no.
Yeah.
No, imagine
no Baby Keem, no Scream. Anything else?
Imagine if Kendrick had the audacity to knock on my door Halloween day in a Scream costume. My head would blow up. My head would blow up. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna make a rap now with this. I'm gonna make a rap song for you that's gonna put Baby Keem, Halloween, Scream, all these Kendrick Lamar in.
Whatever. Best Halloween moment. Go.
I went tagging when I was like 8th grade, and I remember being kind of scared, but it was like exhilarating. I think that was like my favorite Halloween moment.
Yeah, I know you did some stupid shit.
He's like, last year or the year before?
Who watching this right now?
Man, I don't know. I think we were little, just stupid shit. Like, we used to ding dong ditch. Just run around in costume, especially in the costume. Like, even if someone sees you, like, oh yeah, it was the fucking dinosaur that knocked on my door. Like, how are you supposed to get me?
Get bold, extra bold on Halloween.
My favorite one was also a homemade costume. I had a mask. I had a killer clown mask that I had, but I didn't have like the suit, whatever. So my grandma made me like a clown suit out of I had like a gym uniform, whatever. So it was like the sweater and like the sweatpants, whatever. But she like put it inside out and then like sewed buttons on it and like put patches and shit. So she made it look raw as hell. Like, that was my I remember like everyone was like, oh my god, you're so scary. And of course I was like the 5th grade. I was like, trying to scare motherfuckers. Like, how scary am I? You know what I'm saying? So that was my favorite one. Definitely fuck with the homemade costumes. Definitely have a lot more meaning, and definitely I think are scarier sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Shit you just get from Party City just ain't scary. You know what I'm saying? Just ain't scary.
Shit's terrible.
Shit is terrible. You guys into fantasy football at all? You guys pay attention to sports at all?
I've been waiting for this all day.
Yeah. George, how about you? You a football/fantasy football player?
I am. I'm doing really good in one league, and I don't want to talk about the other league. But yes, I love football. It's my favorite sport.
This is one thing that I'd like to touch over definitely during the episode. So I definitely want to pull up some fantasy football. At least my lineup, what I just had going on this past week, how I won, what I got going up this week, and then some of the games that we got going on for this Sunday for football, and who we got. If we got any locks, any picks, bets wise, you know what I'm saying? Let's put them down on the board. But definitely want to show you guys what I was working with this weekend with my fantasy team. So here we are. I just want to let you know that I put up 153 points this week, right? 1 point, single point PPR league here. Definitely gave it to this. Yeah, and this guy hasn't won yet, but he put up a pretty good fight. I'm not going to lie, but I just want to let you guys know who I'm working with, and I still have the Pat Mahomes Tyreek deadly duo here. I don't know what you guys are working with your teams, but I'm letting you know.
Jones, I got Patrick Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, Pac Mahomes.
I got
you know what I'm saying?
Tucker. Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, it's just a team full of winners. You know what I'm saying? I'm what am I here? I'm 2-2. I could be doing a lot better, but this team is definitely at least a 3-1 team.
Right.
So going down the line, obviously I got Pac. James Robinson, who's been doing crazy these past 2 games, at least 20 points. It's the Jags. That's what I'm saying. They realize that, hey, one of the best things for a rookie quarterback who really isn't that good is just to fucking run the ball all the time. You know what I'm saying? Get the ball out of his hands.
It works.
Playoff Lenny. He could be doing better, right? But they pass him the ball a lot. So I'm at least getting 15 points from him.
Yeah, that's solid.
You know what I'm saying? Reed, obviously, I would say he's the best. Huh? Turn off yours.
It is off.
Well, no, it's fine. So Tyreek, obviously, can't go wrong with him. He had 2 pretty shitty weeks. Whatever. I'm not really giving up on him. Lockett played tonight. I don't know what he did tonight.
I also have Lockett in 2 of my other leagues. He's been going crazy other than the week I heard.
How did he do today? Do we know?
It's still going on, huh?
Yeah, should still be playing.
Probably
Like
like
playing the
third, fourth quarter.
I want to check out mine, actually. I might as well just go to my team just to see. Lockett has
Fourth quarter.
9 points.
Nice. That's not bad.
Projected
Touchdown right
16.
here. Yeah, I was gonna say you get a touchdown right here.
Definitely not what I wanted, though. Definitely not what I wanted. Tied at Mark Andrews, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's not having the year that he had last year, but he's definitely a big target for Lamar over there. Marvin Jones is going crazy on Jacksonville. So, I mean, I got to ride with him in the flex. Pats D, they normally always have a pretty good D every year. And Justin Tucker is hitting 66 yards.
Fuck the Patriots.
I'm talking about. You don't bring that up.
I hate the
We
Patriots.
don't bring up 6
Oh, yeah. You know, Bailey's a diehard Lions fan.
Really?
Really?
Hey, look, hey, I'm just gonna let you know right here. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not a Bears fan, so it's cool.
I'm not a Bears fan either.
I'm a Dolphins fan.
Oh, never mind.
I would have been cool if you said that you was a Bears fan. That who's
Come
there,
on
Brissett?
now.
Who's behind the center,
Yeah, we got
Brissett?
Brissett, but you know what?
They bringing Dan Marino
Tua
back.
got hurt. Tua got hurt. He didn't get to
Y'all
really
playing
show
a live
his-
dolphin out there?
Look. Come on now.
He said, come on.
My lock for this week is they're gonna upset Tampa Bay, and then these guys are gonna think I'm crazy right now, but then they're gonna look back on this episode. Watch.
Definitely. So for this weekend, you got the Lions, or Bailey got the Lions. You're a Dolphins fan. I'm always riding with the Packers. What are our locks for this weekend? Who are we betting to win this weekend? What's a good game that we're excited to watch? And what players, if they're on your fantasy team or not, are you looking for big weeks this week?
I've been riding with Saquon and the Giants. They've been upsetting. Pretty good
Saquon.
offense this year. Pretty good offense. Nice old line. He started off slow the first 2 games, but he's bounced back now. Looking nice. Same thing with the Cowboys. I got Zeke in one of our other leagues. Cowboys look nice. I don't like them releasing Jalen Smith. I saw the Packers picked him up as a linebacker. That's a nice pickup. That's a real nice pickup.
Nice.
So it's going to look good there. Definitely excited to have him part of the squad. And then who else? Who else was a big cut this week? Oh, Stephen Gilmore.
I heard he got traded to Carolina.
Yeah,
Carolina's
for a
not playing this year.
2023 6th-round pick.
They need it. I mean, they got to make the moves now.
They're looking pretty good. I'll be honest with you.
So Packers got the Bengals this weekend. So
That's a dub. Easy dub.
the Bengals are looking decent, but I'm always going to say it's a straight dub. So I'm going to go Packers money line, put $100 right down your throat. It'll probably only be about a $30 return, but I'm going Packers money line this weekend against the Bengals. 12 o'clock this Sunday. Check it out. It's going to be a good game.
And I'm going to go ahead and say put $20 down on the Dolphins. Like $20, you could afford $20. And if they upset the
You can afford it because you might lose
they
it.
upset the Buccaneers, you're going to be like, damn, George was right. But watch. Hey, the defense knows how to play against Brady. We played Brady. He's in our division. We always beat him once a year. I'm just saying, look out for the Dolphins defense.
Look out for the Dolphins defense, he says. So, hey, you heard it here first. We're going to check back next week on that. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm definitely going to peep the Dolphins, and obviously I'm going to do whatever I can not to look at the Lions.
My
but
little
I
cousin
always see
Frankie
those.
said cheesehead because he's a Packers fan too. So he's
I'm
a right
not
with
gonna
you.
stop disrespecting us. We're not that bad, man. We compete.
Man, I went to the
Yeah, you
Dolphins
kinda
versus the
compete.
Lions like 4 years back, and Megatron had a touchdown to win the game, bro. I was so heartbroken. But it was a dope stadium. I like the Lions stadium.
So, normally before we head off, we'll just say we'll check out the chat one more time. Sue was there. Sign off. Let them know, hey, appreciate it, and then go about our way. Nicole Duda, my homie Ryan, that's his girl. Went to Western.
Ryan Malone,
Ryan
my
Malone.
boy. That's
Yeah, so you know Malone. Yeah,
we went to high school together.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my boy.
So that's my
Fuzzy.
That's my homie too.
DJ Chazzy Chaz. He got a lot of nicknames with me. That's my boy. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan
Shout out to
Malone.
Nicole. I met Nicole too. We sat together at a wedding. So, you know.
No, definitely. Yeah. Fucking shout out Nicole. Just seen her in the chat right now. That's homie Ryan's girl. I haven't seen Ryan in a minute. That was actually my fraternity dad back in college.
No way, dude. I love Ryan. He's a great dude.
Yeah, was a good guy back in college. We definitely had a lot of good times. So shout out to him. Shout out Nicole. I know they got their own little place in like Downers Grove or something, but shout out to them. Glad to see that they're doing good. Obviously, Poppy's still in here. Yuri, Side, Dre's in here asking when we're getting this Sebastian Peace collab. But we already got that info dropped. So check back on the stream. Coming soon. If you haven't, if you didn't hear the first time, it's in the stream. Dio's still here. Definitely going to dress up. Our plan was to dress him in costumes today, but it just didn't work out that way. So he's talking about doing costumes for a Halloween episode. So definitely we'll do that.
Nice.
Glow Frank Boy. Cheesehead, definitely appreciate that, brother. Big W coming this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just pack down. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Bengals. Even though I am a Burrow fan, so
Joe Burrow.
Dio, y'all just 0-4. So I'm pretty. Is he talking about the Lions? I don't think they won yet. So Dio's talking about the Lions.
Hey, the Dolphins won this year, so I'm okay.
I really hate Bears fans, and I'll give you the reason why right now. Rod, if you're out there, because I know you were watching at one point, this is your fault as well. The Bears always think they're good, and are they ever? No, they're not.
The Bears will be the Bears forever. Sorry, Bears fans. I know I'm gonna upset a lot of my homies from the Southeast side and all these people from Chicago that are watching right now. I'm not a Bears fan, but I'm gonna tell you this. The Bears are going to do what the Bears do. They're going to sell out Soldier Field.
And then sell out their players. Every time. They're loving Justin Fields right now.
Until they get rid of that old lady in charge of the team, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
They're loving Justin Fields right now.
I like Justin Fields, though. I hope that kid pans out.
You want to know his stats right now?
We'd love to go to Arlington for a game.
You got Daddy Rogers in the same division. You ain't winning nothing while he's in the division. I'm just being honest.
Justin Fields' stats right now for 3 games is like 400 yards and 2 interceptions. That's his stats.
I like Fields, but like I said, Aaron Rodgers is in their division, and if Aaron Rodgers is in their division, they're not winning. Like
last year. You better enjoy it, Adrian. You better enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy every single moment of that. So definitely gonna be there for this whole ride here.
The Arlington Bears.
Yeah, the Arlington Bears. Shout out Sebastian Peace.
They're gonna change their name to Arlington Osos. They're gonna.
The Osos.
Yeah.
It is hella Mexican out there, rich Mexicans.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But no, yeah, shout out the chat. Appreciate everybody who was on here.
Yes, sir.
Peaked at almost 30, 40 concurrent people, so it's getting bigger every year. I think this is probably the best interview or podcast that I've had to date. I mean, there's only 4 of them, but definitely loved having you down here.
Appreciate
Love
it,
the fact that you're able to share a lot of your, your stories with us, your upbringing, just the history of MASSATTACK and just everything about you. So appreciate that. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to my my new co-host for the day, Bailey. Would love to see him back on here. We'll see how his schedule works out. Definitely inviting him back. So always welcome to come back. We'll see how that works out. But for everybody still watching, we appreciate it. And there's for MASSATTACK for my guy Bailey over here. Appreciate it. More info about next weekend's video will be on the IG and on the Snapchat coming soon. The next guest will definitely be a good one. Still an artist, not a rapper, but more in the EDM scene.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Ooh. So stay tuned to that. Don't want to give away all that info now, but we will have an EDM artist on here next week.
Nice.
A pretty big one, Chicago based. So look forward to that. Please tune in. But like I said, thank you very much. Thanks for watching the Windy City Connect podcast. I'm Adrian, signing off for Bailey and George. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gotta give you guys a clap there.